Alrighty. We may be back here. Since I lost all my viewers. Nobody's watching now? I don't think that's right. Ah, there we go. Now it's synced. Okay. Yay, they're still there. Good. So you can see now? Good. Alright. Hopefully we're not having any bandwidth problems or anything, so should be okay. Anyway. So this will give us an offset, so it'll give us a place to actually generate at. Tivik, I do actually intend to stream some of the game because we're going to test and see what this does in a little while. But my computer is pretty capable of running the game in its sleep, so anyway, we're going to try generating a pipe. And we'll pass in the world object, I and j. And the actual method for generating this pipe, basically, let's start at the bottom. We're going to have the pipe, oops, it's I. No, I can't do that. Maybe I can. I'll just change it to this. X, Z. There we go. Okay. So y is less than, do this a little differently. Anyway, we'll set it to 128 for the moment, and we'll come back and change it. Y. Okay. Basically, we want it to generate a pipe up to about the top, like the surface of the terrain. Sometimes. Every now and then we're going to stop a little short and just kind of generate a pool at the base. So in this way, we might actually want to pass in the top. We can get that int top world object dot there is a method for getting the first uncovered block. And that should be good. That'd work quite well most of the time. So we'll try that. I, J, top. And then since we actually probably want to generate a caldera, or not a caldera, a crater, we'll lower it a little bit and then do some generation things on top. Caldera. A caldera is it's actually the big bubble of magma underneath the volcano. We won't be doing that because in our case, the caldera is underneath the bedrock. I'm going to pretend that the entire Minecraft world that you can actually reach is the mantle. And then the caldera itself is usually beneath the mantle. So that's what we're going to go with. So the pipe will go all the way from bedrock to the surface. If you can actually go through the lava, it would make a nice elevator. So we'll say Shadow suggested using quantum armor to try and use the magma pipe as a elevator. Probably work. I don't know. So set block x, y, z. Okay, so this is a one by one column from bedrock to the surface. Not exactly ideal. It's not going to work real well. In this particular case, I'd like the column to be bigger. So what we can do, we could actually do this a couple different ways. If we just want a 2 by 2, we could do that. Shadow points out that 1 by 1 isn't really logical, and he's right. Stefan suggests using a 9 by 9. Alrighty. So let's see here. If we do this, this is a 2 by 2. And I'm not exactly thrilled with that either. I'd kind of like it to be even bigger. So if we go by 3 by 3, then we could do it both ways. But things start getting, you wind up with a lot more, this is not enough. This is 7 lines here. 7. I'm missing, quick, which coordinates am I missing? Got x plus 1. Oh, the combinations. That should be everything, I think. So that'll do it. You could also do it through some extra for loops, just to do the offsets, whatever, but it's computationally the same. This is, it's same, whichever one you feel like writing at any given time is pretty much the same thing. Now then, we've set the full column. We've got a 3 by 3 pipe from bedrock to the surface, more or less. We're a couple shy of the top. We could actually find what's the top on the lowest of that 3 by 3 pipe and use that as the top, but it's we're just going to go with this for the moment. Okay, so we've generated a pipe, and let's see here. Setting up a world that there will be a hole in the bedrock with lava in it. Yes, Shadow is correct. Now then, we're going to try and do something very interesting now. This is my project structure from this craft. I go into, well, we'll create a new world when doing this. Okay, we're all set up. It should be in, it's in the system, we're good. Okay. Now then, let's create a new world. Oops. I don't think I turned cheats on. Well, I can still type in commands, so I'm okay. Well then, we want to be able to create a world that has a volcano in it, so we can test. One option to do this is to actually disable all the other providers, and that's probably the easiest thing to do at the moment. No, Basecraft is still not a core mod. Oops. It's too big, it's going to cut off some of it for you. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, so I've got a descriptive book, a link book, because I'm smart, I don't go anywhere without one. Writing desk. Yes, Rebel Keith. You are correct. I'm going to need a notebook. Actually, I'm not. Okay, let's get a stand. There we go. On the stand. We'll do this way. Put the book like this, and then Oh, I have debug things set up. I've forgotten. Let's go ahead and clear those out so we don't end up with more problems. Okay. Teleported. Shadowed, no, I did not do the textures myself. Unorthodox did those textures. I seem to have got an internal light age, which is not making visibility go here. And also, I should have had a debug point on the generation of the volcanoes, so we could find where one was generated. Because I'm not sure it's going to do it in such a way that we can actually see it do so. Also, I have no idea why the world is loading so bad. So let's go ahead and go here real quick. We're going to do this particular trick a lot. Go here, delete this dimension. So it will regenerate. Yes, I'm cheating, but I'm also debugging. So that's kind of the intent here. Hey, okay, so it's called, coordinates were -7, -220. Oh, I called again. I'll write these down. My memory's not very good. So it was -7, -220, and then this is 66, -41. Oh, this is probably too frequent. 102, -133, certainly too frequent. So let's up it to about 500 there. We've already got 3 in here, but alrighty. Loaded better this time. Not sure what was up. So let's teleport to these coordinates. -7, 75. Underwater. These are going to be fun. It is very dark, and I'm afraid that's because it's an eternal night age. Next time I'll be sure to make sure it's a brighter place. Now it's really dark, I'm sure. I can't see. Where did torches go? Light! Alright, I'm not seeing... much in terms of lava here. Anybody else? Huh? Some lapis. Ah, this is bedrock. Certainly no lava here. So, what happened? So, no lava. What's up? Let's try this again. I didn't check what the return value of top was, so maybe we'll find out. Rebel Keith did say something about that, but I didn't follow what he meant. Returns the block ID. Oh, yeah, that's not useful. Alright, so what was the actual function to get... we could try this one. So what have we got? We'll follow it a little further. Just to do the height map. This is probably the very top block, which is pretty much what we want most of the time. So we'll try that. We didn't generate any volcanoes. Yeah, good catch, Rebel. Thanks. See, this is why extreme programming has the aspect of pair coding. So you have people standing over your shoulder going, hey, that function didn't do what you just said it did. Alright, so we didn't actually manage to generate a volcano this time around. So they probably need to be more common than every 500 or so. Let's set it at 300. I'm testing at the moment anyway, so more commons matter than less. Still none? That's odd. Especially since 200 gave us 3. Let's go back and try that again then. Again. There we go. And they should look familiar. $92. Interesting. $108. Negative 139. Okay. Interesting. We didn't get exactly the same ones last time, but or as the previous time, but we got the first ones the same. So I wonder what was different. Anyway, I should already be in place for this one. Nope, I've moved. Well, rather than try and find it, it's much easier to just fly or teleport. We generated another one. 66, negative 41. That sounds familiar. So the reason we didn't actually find the reason we didn't actually find the previous ones as before was we were in a different place. We generated from a different spot. Hey, that's lava. Let's try getting rid of this water. We can actually dig a thing down. And that was an obsidian cap there on the top, which is a really nice result. Okay. Alright, get rid of that water. Okay, the render glitch there told us that this actually goes all the way down. So they can't quite get it. Anyway, I fly all the way down. How fast that wall's going by. I don't know if you can see anything else. Okay. Check. Yep, that's the dead center there. So we've got our 3x3 pipe. Oh, that's kind of creepy looking. Oops. Alright, go away, water. There we go. So, that worked. White Wolves points out that no bedrock is a little dangerous. He's very correct. So are volcanoes. Okay, so we've got a pipe. That's hardly a volcano. We're not really anywhere near a volcano here yet. Uh, so I've got some sketches I was working on here. And the main things we want the volcanoes to do are erupt. Shadow's right, it is a good start. Are erupt and throw some things around in the air and throw lava around and basically make it slowly grow larger. And this is a lot of things. The main limitation that I see at the moment is that lava does not cool in Minecraft. Normally, when lava is thrown on the surface, it eventually cools off and solidifies. This is not what happens in Minecraft. Instead, it just kind of stays this flowing, fiery substance. Now, I don't want to go through and change the vanilla behavior for how lava works. So instead, we'll have to do something else. For the record, and brief science lesson here, the reason you've got a crater full of lava at the top of a volcano is when the top is constantly cooling, and bits of it do cool and then sink back in. Tiveka suggested making a new lava block, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. Dalen, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, suggested copying the snow effect and making it gray, so it'd be ash. We'll see what I can do here. People do have good ideas. Anyway, I don't want to change the vanilla mechanics, and vanilla mechanics don't work the way normal stuff does, so I'm going to have to get creative. Which is fine, because obviously I've had to get creative many times when making this craft, so we'll be okay. And these are good ideas. We could try cloning the snow effect and then make it so that anything on the surface, any lava on the surface, cools. That would be a reasonable approximation. Suggestion is that ash that falls on things kills stuff. That's a possibility. Make a block that spawns on top of exposed lava to give that effect. That's again a new kind of lava. It's the same thing basically. So let's see here. Well, we've got a pipe. The next thing we kind of want is the top of the pipe. Most of the time, a straight pipe to the center of the Earth is a little odd looking, so we probably want to expand either the top, make it a kind of a crater, or we want to create a mound over it. Duffins pointed out that a volcano in a forest biome equals epic forest fire. I can only hope. So next we want to generate the crater. Oops. I want to create the function that changed the existing one. There we go. Well, the crater is more interesting, and I'm going to cheat again. Because why bother writing code if it's already written for you? All right. we could try just using this. See how that goes. We'll need to get the random object in here as well. But that's okay. It's easy to do. Okay. I am now XCMOP, according to the chat, apparently. Please do not refer to me that way. XComp is the abbreviation. Can even be said that way. Yeah, it sounds like a newfangled floor cleaning device, according to D. Woodhouse. Alright, so... No, single player. Much fun as it would be having you guys on the test system here, it's not really feasible. Did I delete the world first? I don't seem to have. Nope, can't do it with the game. Try again. People in chat are funny. Just as an indicator, quick loop chat. Okay, we might be generating stuff now. Yeah, Duffin's pointing out my recycle bin is going to be filled with 300 folders named dim2. Wouldn't be the first time. Alright, so there's our pipe. But where's the lava lake? Huh, that's interesting looking. That's probably another pipe. Let's go look at it. There! Now we can see. Now, I really thought I saw a pipe using the render glitch there, but I don't see it now. So let's see here. Where are my coordinates now? It should be at 92. Oh, okay, I'm a little off. 92, 151. There's a tree in my way. It's right here. Proper lighting. Pointed out I could actually try changing the brightness, which I suppose I could. Might help too. Alright, I don't see this pipe, except I know I saw it through the rendering. is it? Very strange. Someone is suggesting that I make an X-ray machine. That would be convenient. It's obviously not here. I'm trapping the mobs. So where in the world could it be? Let's do this a little different. Let's make it higher than the surface. That way when it generates, we'll see it. We won't have to dig for it, we'll have to find it. It'll be there. Okay. Looks like we found it. But it didn't make the lava lake for us. Stefan pointed out I should have just checked at bedrock. For those coming in late, we're working on the new form of instability. It is volcanoes. That worked rather beautifully, didn't it? It kind of looks like a volcano. Tree burning. That's okay. I don't care. I could just delete the world and regenerate it anyway. I don't know what you mean by extreme in terms of the red power volcanoes, because those aren't extreme. They don't do anything. They generate, but they're there. Mine are intended to be destructive. They're actually supposed to erupt and throw stuff around and generally be volcanoes. Anyway, this went quite nicely. And it's killing creepers. Now then, we've got a lava flow. That's not really enough. It needs to do more. Hello, Direwolf 20, and yes, we are winning. Oh, good. Yeah, I can kind of see that you did. I was wondering why I suddenly have more viewers. Okay, so yeah, lava flow's not enough, even though it is being quite effective at burning down the forest. We want it to do stuff. But I'm not exactly sure what or how. As said, the cooling mechanic is kind of one of the big limitations here. Yeah, Daline's pointing out that Direwolf has spider senses for Minecraft content being streamed. If Direwolf feels like getting on the TeamSpeak with me here, that would be nice. Yeah, I'm there. I'm just playing around the level because I'm kind of trying to think, you know, how is this supposed to get bigger? How is it supposed to do something? Uh, Right-wing Devil gave a suggestion here. Might want to experiment with things like gradual volcano growth, upward and outward growth, though the how of it escapes me. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Maybe converting to cobble on the outer edges of the lava spread, coupled with slow lava source block generation creeping from the original blocks. That sounds like a possibility. Then perhaps the occasional explosion to make the new lava flows on the existing volcano. Okay. Well, if we could make this... steadily climbing is a possibility. Or... climbing, or... The biggest problem is how to cool the sides, how to make it so the rest of it actually becomes volcano. Because if this all became cobblestone or something now, and it went up, then it'd flow nicely and it would become a pretty decent volcano over time. Linrock suggests adding smoke, which I can do. The biggest thing is I need some way of controlling this now. I need something that knows this is a volcano, that this is actually the pipe. And slowly pushes things up and does all the mechanics for what the volcano should do. So what we're going to do is we're going to place at the bottom of the pipe a new block that is the volcano pipe block. So let's go create that. And our crater didn't work. So maybe we'll have to go look at how that's done and change it around. So let's see here. Pretty interesting suggestions over here in the chat. Ash keeps coming up, so Ash is probably something we'll have to do. We could actually make it slowly pile up, which would be interesting as well. But let's see if we can make volcano in its base form here first. So we're going to place a controller. Object set block. Let's see here. I0J. So we'll place it at the base of the pipe. at the very center of the pipe. And then we need to make a new block. No, I do not stream often. This is actually only like my third or fourth stream. I'm still getting used to this. I'm still not very good at this, so bear with me. Okay, chat goes very quickly. So let's see here. I need a new block. I'm going to call it block. Block volcano controller. In general, creative names are frowned upon in programming. You want a name that says exactly what it does. So let's see here. Instance block. It's now capitalized, I think. So that way. Okay. So that's how the thing will look in a minute. Let's go create block volcano. It's super class block. So let's find the right one. That one. Alright. Drashak suggesting that it would shoot out fire charges. That would be entertaining. Or maybe gassed fireballs. Okay. Is that sufficient? Yeah, apparently. Okay. Now we're going to look at no, this is wrong. I want this one. We're going to look at lava real quick. It's like this, so we'll do this. All right. Public static block instance equals, we might actually make this the volcano controller maybe. Now XComp is thinking with portals. Are you kidding me? I've been thinking with portals for ages. Side question, but will the recipe for the link modifier change? The recipe for the link modifier will eventually go away. The link modifier is just a debug block so that I can play with things. Falthazar points out that I just made a really bad pun. I've been thinking about portals for ages. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for that one. The link modifier itself is probably going to stick around because it's a very useful debug block, but it's actually going to go away. Yes, I'm very punny. Oh, Direwolf can't join me, but I'll go join Direwolf.
Channel switched.
Hello, Direwolf.
Hey, so I'm on my wife's laptop. How do I sound?
You sound okay. A little far away, maybe.
I don't want to interrupt you. You keep going. Don't mind me. I'm just here to hang out.
All right, so let's see here. I was kind of looking at the chat here for a moment. What goes... Watching this goes great. All right. Well, good. You snack. I'll program. Okay, so equals new block volcano controller. We're going to need to give it an ID, which, let's see here. I'll have to go remember how I did that for my other blocks because it's been a while. And then I already copied out material lava. Do that. So if I go look at one of my other blocks, block, let's pick the link portal. It'll work fine. First, I have to get my config ID. Block volcano. And we'll set it at 2010, unless somebody points out that it is actually a pre-registered something. I'll probably figure that out if it's a vanilla block. And then we pass in the config ID. So then we're all set up, but then we also have to set all the properties and things. Hardness, -1. Can actually use set unbreakable. That's what Bedrock has on it normally. We'll set the light value to 1, which is full light, I think. And we need to give it a block name. And we'll name it Volcano Controller. Could actually name it Mist Volcano Controller, because that makes some sense. I don't know if you're going to need a step sound for it. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but maybe we'll look at what Lava has here. There we go. We'll copy some of these out. I'll have to remove this bit. Uh-oh, disable stats is not visible, so I can't do that. At least not from here. But I can probably move it in here. There we go. Now I can call these two.
By the way, not sure if I have told you since I've seen the video, meteors are awesome.
Glad you like them. I could actually... Nobody's seen the rendering for them yet. Would you like to see that?
Sure.
How about people in chat? Do we want to see the... okay, yeah, that was definitely a yes. All right, let's go look. Actually, first I'll have to re-enable meteors. There we go.
I think the chat is very much into seeing meteors.
The chat seems to very much like the idea of seeing the new meteor rendering. The meteors themselves have not changed, but I've made them render. They look better than giant white cubes. Oops, I should go to my existing world. This one. And I should go to Overworld, because that's how I get there. The people have spoken, yes. Okay, so let's see here. If I can remember which world it was in. I think it's probably this one. This looks like a good candidate. Yeah, that's probably it. It's also got decay, so there's a bit of lag here. Alright, so this... Alright. Okay, there's one. How do they look? Oops, I should probably...
Ooh, why are you poisoned? What did you do?
Okay, I don't see many more pulling down here, but it's probably just lag.
Looking awesome, dude.
Thank you. Oh, there goes one.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Okay, that was a good looking one. And that whole area is probably gone now. See, the terrain just kind of reforms when I hit escape. Alrighty. Looks like putty of some kind. Okay. Now we can redo this and go back to volcanoes. Alright, so we've got now a controller block. That doesn't really do anything yet. And because I don't remember the name of the functions, I'm actually going to have to pull up some other things. Let's look at the block decay, because I know this has some of what I wanted. Particularly, I want set tick randomly. There. And let's see here. The update tick, I don't actually need the full thing for it because I'm not going to do the same thing, obviously. Alrighty. Okay, good deal. I'm going to go back to this layout now so I can see what's going on. CCSoxOS asks if decay is faster on an accelerated world, and the answer is yes.
Because it has two different random ticks going, right?
I can just barely hear you there, Fearless.
Sorry about that.
It's fine. Let's see here. Okay, so in the update tick, we want to do our magic. We're going to try and keep track of... We may actually wind up doing this as a tile entity, which would help a lot. So we could do extends block container, which means we need to import block container. And then we need to add the unimplemented methods, which is create new tile entity. So this is how it gets its tile entity form. Ivano has suggested shooting the meteors out of the volcano, and I do intend to do something like that. Okay, so create new tile entity. New tile entity. Volcano controller. I'm going to look at some of my other tile entities. Actually, let's look at one of the blocks that has a tile entity. Good example is probably the link modifier. Okay, so I didn't actually bother passing anything in. There we go. And now we have tile entity. Bye, ACM fan. He actually requested it in chat. Yeah. Okay, so
Goodbye, ACM fan.
people keep suggesting ideas for new symbols and instability mechanics and whatnot. It's like, I can only do so many at once. Okay, so this gives us a tile entity. Interesting, there's no defaults for it or anything. Fairly soon it's going to need to implement some basic stuff, though. Some of my other tile entity stuffs. Let's just look at the book. Okay, maybe not. That's good. Kind of surprised it doesn't need to implement these, but it kind of will if it's going to have any information. So let's go ahead and copy those. I can spell right, I promise. Okay. So let's see here. Got this. We want to be able to push up the lava flow, which means we're going to want to know where the top of it is. A lot of the time we don't want to recalculate that, so that's why I have this. We're going to keep track of the top of the pipe. And we're actually going to recalculate it every time, but we're going to be able to use the existing top of the pipe to save some computation time. Then that means we want to world.get how did you get the tile entity for the location? Block link portal. World.get block tile entity. There we go.
Hey, are those meteors entities?
Yes, they are.
So they can go through Mistcraft portals?
They could if they didn't destroy them on the way.
The portal is big enough?
Well, no. The meteor will actually destroy the blocks.
Oh, the portal blocks.
Yeah, it won't. It will destroy them before it actually hits them. And I'm not sure it actually collides with portals. I'm not sure at all. But
Could be funny though.
it would be really funny. But this also means that they would break force fields. You can't stop a meteor with a force field. Which means they're going to be very destructive indeed. Okay, so we want to get the tile entity, and we're actually going to convert it to the right type of tile entity here. Equals. Now, there's actually the problem that that's a cast, so we'll go.
Holy crap, that was a big post right there. By White Wing Pebble.
Whoa! I don't know if I can read all that fast. It's not a forum. Am I supposed to be on video?
You mean you can't program a mod and talk to people on TeamSpeak and read Twitch chat all at the same time?
Yeah, I'm fairly limited in how I can multitask, so.
You and the rest of the world.
Yeah, at least I'm in good company. Alright, so. If te instance of then I just misspelled tile entity very badly. There we go. There we go. So if we fail to actually get a reasonable tile entity, then we'll return. This is just fail-safe code. It's not actually expected that we would ever have that problem. Okay, let's see here. Trying to read some of the chat. Uh, da, da,
Sloppy Joe Burger just asked if you could join the chat. TeamSpeak.
no, that'd probably be bad news for the servers here if everybody jumped on the TeamSpeak here.
Yeah. Want me to go?
No, you're fine. Let's see here. Update pipe. We'll do that. And then let's see here. If we have the pipe extend upward, maybe, and we could have before that point update flows. That will be very interesting. And then that should do most of it. Perhaps also release ash. Now these are just dummies at the moment, but this should be the general mechanic. Everybody kind of think that'll work? Actually, let's make this something a little more generic than just ash. Handle effects. That way it will be able to release other things. And then, yeah, we want eruptions. That's right. So we could actually use if world.rand.get next. There we go. Oh, it's just next int. Let's say here we could try that. We could actually move the eruption into handle effects, actually. Either one's good. We'll play with this and see what we get. So let's go ahead and create these methods in here, so we're not erroring. Oops. There we go. Okay, so update flows, we're going to want to get the top of, oops, all these are going to need variables and things. Int x, int y, and int z. What else do we have here? Also a random object, which I guess we could pass in as well. Okay, we'll put that for all of them. White Winged Devil asks, at the moment I'm just trying to make a lava tube that grows, and yeah, pretty much. It will have other things to it, but we're just kind of go in a fairly straightforward progression. Go. Alright, we're all good. So let's see here. Update flows. Well, the first thing we're going to need to know is where's the top of the... No, that's update pipe. We may still need to know where the top of the pipe is, but at the moment we'll go ahead and do that. Top of pipe. So we'll...
That'd be funny, form of corruption. Lava coming down from the top and just coming at you.
It's going to be dangerous. Which is rather intentional. Alright, so the big thing is the top of the pipe may be too high or too low. It starts at a 0, so it's going to need to go up until we reach air, so we know where the top of the pipe is. If it's presently not a lava block, then we need to drop down until we find a lava block. And then we may need to go back up if we started at a lava block. So we're actually going to do this in this way. While object get block ID for X Z equals, let's just get the ID once. So block ID, I like storing it this way. Int block ID equals this. That won't work as well. That's always the problem with multiple conditional things in a while thing. But while it equals either the block volcano controller instance dot block ID or block ID equals lava moving block ID. That should be capital D. Or lava still. So if we're presently one of the, or actually in the pipe, then we shift the top of the pipe up. And then we get the block ID again. And eventually we'll come to a point where we're no longer inside the pipe. And then...
What pipe?
The lava pipe of the volcano. And then the other thing we want to check is while top of pipe is less than we don't want to bother doing this if we've exceeded the height of the world. At that point, we've got something really strange going on, but that's something we don't want going on here. And then the same kind of applies down here. Could actually move that out. Let's try doing that. If the top of the pipe is greater than or equal to the actual height of the world, then we could just break out of this loop. Because we're in trouble. Something's weird. Or we've managed to reach the top of the world with the pipe, which is also interesting. And then while it's not one of these things, we shift it down. So eventually we'll exit the pipe and then come back into it. In theory. It is possible for the pipe to have changed outside of this. So we would shift down to match where it is now. Darlene is asking how it will handle a cave world, and at the moment, not very well. We'll need to change around how some things work. But for the moment, we're kind of looking at a standard terrain thing. But the main fix for the volcanoes, basically volcanoes won't work on skylands, because there needs to be something down there. In which case they'll need to do something a little more interesting. Also, on this point, most of the time, the top of pipe will be the top of pipe, so this will be a fairly straightforward and very short function. It just calculate that bounce real quick and check. It would just kind of include, White Winged Devil asks if you encountered lava that was not originally part of the pipe while trying to locate the top of the pipe. It would just kind of include it in the pipe. Okay. Do all this. Alright, we calculate the top of the pipe. We're going to want to store the top of the pipe. We don't really need to, actually, but it could still be useful. So we're going to try and do that, if I can remember how to do that.
Alright, you guys, I better take off, so I will catch y'all later.
Okie dokie. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, man. Take it easy.
You too. Yeah, the pipe starts at 0, and Linrox, I don't need to render the pipe because it's just lava. I haven't set up a render for the block yet, but it's basically just going to look like lava too, except it's going to be impossible to destroy. And solid. Maybe. Probably not, actually. It's going to be stealth lava. Yes, that is very much correct. A solid liquid. Okay. It's not invisible lava. It will look like lava and not be lava. I do a lot of that. Let's see here. Set integer pipe top oh pipe, and then that's actually the other way around. Equals nbt tag compound dot get integer this string.
Oh,
Cool.
the people watching went down about 10 people.
Oh no! I must not be entertaining. Or maybe they just went when Dyer went.
Oh, that's what I was going with.
I'm gonna hope that, because then it means I can actually have a hope of being entertaining.
Think you still do? Oh, why didn't Direwolf have any special things on TeamSpeak? I was looking at it, it's just as a guess. I was very confused.
Yeah, Dyer was on his wife's computer apparently.
That'd make kind of sense.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sticking around, Seplington.
Oh,
And Shadow was first.
I really dislike that spring green color.
Spring green color?
Yeah, for the names, it's spring green.
Oh yeah, it's hard to read.
Yes, your color.
It's just difficult to see against the white background.
Yeah.
Should actually be possible to change.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway. Oh, much. Thank you, Slime Shooter.
Thank you very much.
Blue sticks out a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
It's also not very hard on the eyes, so it's a good one. Let's see here. Somebody's talking about turning off instability in the configs, and I want to make sure that this is clear. There is currently a config option that is... No, that was earlier on, but I don't know how I wound up there. But still, I want to make sure this is clear while I'm thinking about it. There is a config option for turning off decay. That is not instability. Decay and instability are not the same thing. Decay is a form of instability. The decay config option is still there. It's still possible to turn off decay. And then I've also added a config option to turn off instability. Most of the time that won't be necessary. It's not actually there to make it so that your game won't lag out or anything. It's just that you can turn off instability if you really want to be able to have a peaceful world. But a lot of the time the instability mechanics are interesting and fun, and actually in terms of Volcano will provide you with some resources, for instance lava, and then there's other things besides that I have kind of planned out. So, and a lot of the time disabling instability is really just for the people that, you know, they think of peaceful as something so they can have this and not be afraid of dying or whatever. And that's why I added the config option to turn off instability. But yeah. Okay, so updating the flows is going to be difficult. Updating the pipe, not too bad. So let's see here. We want to push the pipe up from the top. If it is free at the top, and yeah, this is still, we've just started this mechanic basically. This is a very complicated one. It's going to take quite a while, and I'm not sure I'll finish it today. But we'll at least have kind of the the plan here. Shadow's complaining about dense ores being OP. Dense ores will no longer be OP. If you look at
too insul.
it will not actually be particularly valuable compared to where it what it actually does anymore. It's probably going to be underpowered in terms of the instability it adds, because it's going to make well, it is really going to make you think twice about adding it more than once, that's for sure.
It just sounds cruel.
Sorry?
It sounds cruel.
Cruel? Not at all. I'm a dungeon master. I'm not cruel. I'm a dungeon master.
The Dungeons & Dragons code workout yesterday?
Sorry?
Dungeons & Dragons, right? Were you coding something with...
Yeah, I was doing something for Dungeons & Dragons the other day.
I was asking if it turned out well.
It went well. I finished the coding for it last night, and it actually generated scrolls very well.
Nice.
White Winged Devil put this well. Dungeon Masters are never cruel, they are creative. And to fit when I was doing 3.5 D&D. There we go. So then, we want to know if yes, we're creative in our deadly ways. They're not cruel till they run out of caffeine. So let's see here. We want to push the top if the top is currently surrounded, I think. So if really we could do like this. If should well, we could take this a different way. One way is just to add lava to the very top of the pipe. Another is to try and push it from the bottom and then see where it goes. The adding to the top is pretty straightforward and fairly simple, and it's not going to induce very much in terms of lag. Pushing from the bottom is more calculation intensive, and also going to have some implications in terms of how often I can do that, which I'll have to limit how often I do that anyway. So let's go ahead and do that. If ran.next, oops, that should be int, 100 equals 0. Yeah, that's good. So that'd be basically about every, no, we should make it a little more often than that. This is about every 5 seconds, approximately, on average from a statistical point of view.
There's statistics?
Yeah. Now, I'm a computer scientist. They make us study statistics. Actually, it's a very common thing in computer science. We have to understand statistics. Yeah, White Winged Devil is kind of pointing out the general condition for the expansion here, which was if the surrounding area is not air, so the very top of the pipe, if it's not air, lava, or water, then we create new lava blocks. Unfortunately, this won't really work. Yes, I'm a computer scientist. I study and teach computer science at Helsinki University. Yeah, White Wolves is a game development student, and they use a lot of math. One of my students at one point asked or it was basically saying that they didn't like doing the math part. They were complaining about having to learn maths, and the maths were hard. They didn't like the 3D mathematics, so they wouldn't do it. And I went, you plan on making a game without 3D mathematics? Or without any mathematics at all? Good luck! I don't know how you can do computer science without math, but he complained vehemently about it. Anyway, so we could try push from bottom towards top, and this would flow out the sides correctly. TP Owenage points out that computer science is based on math, and it very much is. It's a so-called exact science, meaning that it actually has correct answers, or at least in some cases. And it's very much based on mathematics in terms of computer science existed before computers, at least what you think of as computers. It's really more the study of algorithms and how systems work and data structures and so on and so forth. But yeah, and what William Devil points out that unlike many exact sciences, there's more than one correct answer, which is very true. There's usually a scale of how well the answers kind of play out. Yes, I'm making Mistcraft volcanoes, and I kind of got off on a tangent there, describing computer science, so the theory of computer science. I do tangents. Anyway.
You do tangents?
I go off on tangents. I'm bad about that. So let's see here. Volcano. The thing is, I like the pushing from the bottom. Yeah, it kind of does slow down my development, because I'm sitting here talking about it, and I'm not thinking about it. Not a whole lot AMC, or ACM, sorry.
Did you say EMC?
I did, AMC. Which I think is actually a scientific document tracking system. Let's see here. It's actually a publishing, but yeah. Update pipe is called every tick, which is why this thingy is here. Mistcraft does not have pipes exactly. The pipe in this scenario is the it's the pipe of the volcano. So, yeah. I like the push from bottom. And it would be really nice because if you manage to break into the pipe, then it would flow outward and actually expand outward. But the put on top is definitely easier. All right, so if we try, well, let me think about that. We'll go try update flows. This one's definitely tricky, and it definitely actually needs the update top. What it's going to do is it's going to try and change the existing flows into something else. It's going to solidify them. So this one's going to be fun. Now it needs to go from the top, and it needs to kind of calculate out where the flows are, and kick joke I have how long the pipe is. The top of the pipe is basically the length because the bottom of the pipe is 0. And then, yeah, the TP Onage points out the volcanoes do push from the bottom and lava out the top and then overruns down to volcano style, which is why I want to do that way. But we'll see how that goes.
Good
Hello,
evening.
Shadow.
Hello, Shadow.
Hey, what's up?
XCompWiz streaming.
Oh, would you like me to leave?
It's fine, I suppose. Hello. Uh,
I'm here.
you just...
Yeah, you kind of forgot to put that, didn't you?
Yeah, there we go. Now I'm obviously streaming. Yeah, if you want to just join in and follow along on the stream, you're welcome to.
Okay, what's the link?
It's Twitch TV with my username.
I got it.
Thank you, Fearless.
Minus that last little comma piece right there.
Okay.
I kind of screwed up.
Now, trying to track the flows is going to be very interesting. We want to, yeah, we're going to convert it to cobblestone. We're going to do like this. Uh, Yeah, if I could do my own block, that would actually make this much easier, I think. But I'm trying not to add an extra block for it. What do I want to name this? Volcano solid. I'm not sure. What's coagulate? That's a little long. What is the result of the solidification of magma? Who remembers the word for that?
Are you trying to give people a quiz?
Not intentionally. Well, that is definitely a form of the result, basalt. I could Google it, but it would be easier if somebody else would do it for me. Obsidian's one option. I'll probably use cobblestone because obsidian's more valuable. I think indigenous is actually the wrong... It's... Yeah, it's indigenous rocks.
That's technically right, indigenous rocks.
Yeah. It'd be nice if I could call it volcano something, but we'll just use volcano solid for the moment.
Volcano rock.
That'll work. Volcano rock. Okay, so we're going to add this in here.
So
I
you're
enjoy
adding,
watching this.
Do what?
so you're adding a little symbol to add volcanoes.
Not a symbol, it's an instability mechanic.
Oh,
And then I'm making the result configurable. The reason for this is so that... sounds like a heavy metal band. Volcano rock! The reason for this is I just want to make it cobblestone. I'd really like to make it basalt. But basalt is in a different mod. So if you want to use the basalt from that mod, then you can. And we'll call it basalt in the config ID. I could actually just call it basalt. Okay, we're not doing anything with it yet, but I could make red basalt. Maybe. Anyway, it'll default to cobblestone, but if you feel like configuring it to basalt using the red power basalt, then that's a possibility this way. Volcanic rocks. Alright, so it was close.
I wonder how many people watching are actual Java programmers.
I wonder. I really do.
Probably not many. People are probably trying to learn it right now.
I'm teaching coding. Okay. Well, it's not like
Well,
I
there's
don't do that all the time anyway. Oh, cool.
Anyone do it for a job? You don't mind me asking them questions, do you, XComp?
I do not mind at all.
It's kind of funny.
It generally
It's
keeps
fun.
it keeps the channel more interesting if more people are talking. Otherwise, I feel like I'm droning and lecturing.
Well, you are.
I am. I know. I'd rather not be. It's kind of a thing.
I get paid to do it, so I was just curious who else does.
I get paid to lecture too, but not on here.
Well, if people...
If they want to hear me lecture, I'm capable of it, but I'm trying to avoid actually dropping into a lecture here.
Yes, sir, Mr. XCompWiz, sir.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, well, we're going to convert it into basalt, but first we have to figure out what to convert. Nayland suggested that I pass out assignments to my students that basically would just be miscraft coding, so they do it for me.
That might be an idea.
That would be fun.
What,
Kind of
the
frowned
easy
upon,
way?
I think.
You might enjoy it.
They probably would. Let's see here. So tracking the flows, the actual pattern for lava, I think a full is 0, and it flows out to 1, it flows out to 2, it flows out to 3, and we need to determine which ones we're converting. Maybe. It would be really nice if I could just say block cools.
Yeah.
So maybe I will. Maybe I'll just say that we've got a new lava block. Any complaints about creating a new lava block?
Nope. Not for me. Oh, yeah, nope, none.
Nope, none. As long as the material does something else, I'm not sure where that should be. Alright. Well, in that case, that should make things easier.
As funny as it is, viewers count going up.
Yeah, I was noticing that. Okay. The Mystic Lava Block. Oh, yes.
Ooh, I like that name.
Me too. Okay. So in order to do that, I need to...
Oh, this sounds interesting. Someone put a link to the Minecraft forums. They're making there's a mod going to be called Chemistry Craft.
Isn't there already one called Chemcraft?
Alright, so we'll change this to Mist lava.
Linrock said Pompeii lava. Might be a little too soon.
What was the name of the lava you said?
He said Pompeii, you know,
Pompeii.
the great fires of Pompeii.
Fires of Pompeii, yes.
Pompeii. I like it.
When is lava magical? I don't
When
know.
you make it. When you use you matter.
Will that lava be used in any other... And yes, sorry, 6, that whole guy with a bunch of numbers, it was a Doctor Who reference. I was just about to say that.
Yes, it was.
I was about to say that's the best episode of Doctor Who I've seen.
It was a very good one.
Yeah.
I kind of like the name for stone. For it.
Will the new lava be used in other mods? Or be able to be used in other mods?
Unless they implement it.
Sure. I'm actually they would. I've got in the API. Yes, I love Doctor Who. In my API, I'll pull that up. Mist objects. This isn't in the API just yet, but I've just created it. Basically, I'm adding things, so we can add...
I like that. Did you see that? Death Thinkers.
I think there should be a truly unstable world type, but it just rains chickens. When I first started experimenting with weather and things for how lightning worked, whatever, I actually had raining chickens.
And you took it out?
Yeah.
That was so much fun. Making
was-
it rain cats and dogs.
I actually did that too. Raining cats, like chickens and cats survive the fall though. So if it rains chickens, they come down and they just kind of float down from the sky, and eventually you have tons of chickens. But with the cats and dogs thing, if it's raining cats and dogs, and the cats would land, and they just kind of sit there and go, okay, I'm on the ground now. The dogs would land and they go, ah! And die.
Cats have 9 lives.
Cats always laying on their feet.
You're kind of drifting louder there, Fearless.
What?
You're kind of drifting louder.
Okay, so I must be more awake. Well, I came here as soon as I woke up and started talking.
Uh-huh. Alright, so let's see here. We've got a new block now.
That's what I've just done, woke up. And I thought, hey, I've not spoke to XCompWiz very much, so...
Yeah. Okay.
Arrow raining.
Arrow rain. That one actually makes sense.
Raining fire arrows.
Raining explosive
Raining
chickens.
explosive chickens.
Hey, if you could turn down your mic just a little bit there, Fearless.
Yeah, got it.
Thanks.
Better?
Much, thank you. Let it rain gas balls. That would be good.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Raining torches.
Not quite as effective.
Get a lot of torches that way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Volcanoes that spew arrows.
We'd probably kill all the chickens. Raining creepers. I was waiting for that one.
Yeah, I had a feeling that one was coming. I didn't want to say it.
Hey, XComp, I'd sent you a message in chat, make sure it doesn't go on stream. That's us introduced.
Yes. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, man.
Alright, so let's see here. We're playing with the actual lava stuff now. This will give us our kind of lava generated, and it needs to function like the normal lava for the most part. So we'll go look at lock. No, wait. We don't have to do very much. Lava moving is this. So really we've already done that. Now we just want to add a little bit extra. We want interesting. It'll already do everything for us for the most part. People are still coming up with things that could be rained. Somebody's
Raining
pointed out that I
lava.
could flow at the same physics as water for the speed, and I actually intend to have viscosity for my lava. If I'm doing this, I'm doing this right. So I'm going to have viscosity for the lava. This means we need to override some of the things.
Raining blazes.
Chocolate rain.
Chocolate rain.
Oh, viscosity. Viscosity is the thickness of the wall, how fast it flows. So it is.
Rain portal gun turrets.
That would be an interesting instability mechanic. You can talk to iTunes about that one. And that said, the API will allow for other modders to produce instability mechanics to tie in. So, for instance, Thaumcraft could actually have an instability mechanic that increased its corruption and whatnot. Its biz stuff. Alright, so I was looking for this one up here. I passed it a couple times looking at other things. But it was this update tick. You'll note that fluids tick randomly. So I guess I don't actually need to say that in this one.
I'm not sure if this was actually changed, but something I'll probably get in trouble for telling you guys on stream, but I don't care. If you change your game time to April Fool's Day, there's a chance you'll find a nuke while you're mining, and it will explode.
What?
If you create your world on that day.
That's a little trolly.
Yeah.
Just
Better
a
than
bit.
the locked chests that are still in the game. XComp, you should make it so the Minecraft worlds have a core of lava.
That's how I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I know Fearless Dragon.
Alright, let's see here. We want to do super update tick. That sounds cooler than it is. Really, I'm just calling the parents function.
Could you make it dragon eggs?
I could. Okay, so it'll call. Oops. It will call, if I spell it correctly, the super or the parents function. So if we go to that, it was this one. Not sure what all is going on here. I may need to actually override how this works, because this may be where the flow stuff is.
Then every single ender egg an ender dragon if you don't kill it.
Oh wow. Why not just train ender dragons?
Has Minecraft made it where you can get the eggs to hatch dragons yet? No?
Mm-mm.
No.
Don't
Or
think
will
so.
it?
Cut out the middle egg. Oh. That was bad.
Paracreepers.
Paracreepers. That's a good name for them. Okay, so let's see here.
Not if Prime, the eggs aren't useless if you have forestry installed. Just saying.
What do the eggs
Sorry,
do
my
with
dog.
forestry?
Raining explosive eggs.
Ender bees require them as a flower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was really odd. I like
Great
that
if
one.
statement.
Yeah, if player name equals direwolf, rain enderman.
That'd make Direwolf into mad.
Yeah. While he's searching for new stuff for his ages suddenly. Damn!
Well, they would die on impact, so really it would just be free ender pearls.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, do you make a class where it negates fall damage?
That would work. Okay, so if we're going to change the name of these variables because they're not meaningful. X, Y, Z.
Ooh, I like that. A low gravity world. That'd be kind of cool.
Yep, it's been suggested before. I might actually be able to do it here at some point.
Anti-gravity world. Everything floats.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, X is more meaningful than var 4. Okay, so world object get block metadata XYZ.
That would just be cruel there, Dalenix.
Key poundage, if coding to you means those 4 words, good luck writing code. That's all you know.
What?
He
What
says
was-
coding to me is 4 words. If, then, true, false. What about else?
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of
Yeah.
problems. Coding is a lot more than a few words. It's an entire mindset.
And then there's the LF and all those good things.